pleased to have Elliot Richardson in the studio with me. He's an attorney. He's the president of the Small Business Advisory Council in Chicago. Small Business Advocacy Council.org is the website. Is it advocacy or
advocacy, Tom? Yes.
Advocacy. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have the title wrong here.
No worries at all.
No problem. So Small Business Advocacy Council. You've been on the program before, but give us a quick recap of what you all do.
Yeah, about 3 years ago, a group of folks just got frustrated with politics, basically, from a small business perspective. And we started this organization, and we advocate for small and mid-market businesses, laser-focused on empowering one another, passing legislation that is truly going to help small, not big business, and really pushing forward an agenda for our businesses, our employees, and for other folks.
Now, I understand one of the biggest problems that small businesses have in America is access to cash, liquidity.
Absolutely.
Or access to debt, for that matter.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, there's 20 banks in the SBAC. And
what's the SBAC?
Small Business Advocacy Council.
Okay, your group.
And, if you talk to them, to a person, I believe they want to lend. And I'm talking about the people on the front lines. I'm talking about your branch managers.
Sure.
Not Jamie Dimon, not the people that are running the companies. But it's not happening. So, one of the things we're pushing very hard is for crowdfunding, Tom. And that would allow our community to invest in our community. You could raise $1 million from your friends, from your associates, from your business contacts. And we are just waiting for the SEC to write the rules to allow that to happen. It's called equity crowdfunding.
Well, if it's equity crowdfunding, then it's basically selling stock into the local community, is it not?
It is. So if you need a $300,000 loan or a $300,000 investment of some sort, what you need to do is you go to your friends, you go to your associates, you go to people who are willing to take a risk on you for $1,000, $2,000. You give them some of your company, but you raise that money that you need. It's a game changer for small businesses.
And all what you would have to do, presumably, for those people, and I've been through this with small businesses, having partners or bringing people in, is you have to say, okay, here is the value of this company based on our sales, and we're going to do a certain multiplier times revenue or a certain multiplier profit or assets plus however you value the company is a variety of different ways. And based on this valuation of the company, if you put $300,000 in, that represents 10% of the company. It represents 30% of the company. It represents 70% of the company.
Right.
And so I'm assuming that the reason you want the SEC involved is there really needs to be a neutral arbiter of the legitimacy of those valuations.
Well, right now you can't even do it. So right now you can't do an offering like this to a number of different people.
Right. The equivalent of an IPO. You can't do it unless you're Facebook.
Can't do it. But the Jobs Act, President Obama's Job Act, which had bipartisan support, allowed for equity crowdfunding.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's where this comes from.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it's tremendous. Now, once the bill passed, they need to write the rules. And I understand we have to give the SEC.
So the Jobs Act did pass Congress? I thought it.
Yeah.
Oh, it did? Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean,
but they have not implemented it.
Exactly. So we're waiting for the SEC to just draft the rules. They were supposed to be done in January.
Right.
They needed an extension now. So we're really pushing them to do that as quickly as possible because there are businesses waiting to invest. I mean, waiting to hire, waiting to grow, and this is a tremendous way of doing it and adds competition to the banks. I mean, if we can invest in one another, all of a sudden, we're not begging large venture capitalists and banks for a loan or for equity any way that we possibly can. We can come together through critical mass and get it done.
Right, and you can say, I patronize the dry cleaner down the street because I own 5% of his company.
Absolutely.
That's my savings, and so I'm going to keep patronizing this, and I'm going to visit this drugstore down here or this restaurant because I own a piece of it, and that's my savings portfolio now as my local community.
It could be incredibly empowering. It could help local businesses, Tom. And, we have to push hard because we don't have the money that the big corporations have. All we've got is critical mass saying, let's get it done.
Right. So, Elliot Richardson, you're doing this with the Small Business Advocacy Council.org in Chicago.
That is correct.
Are there other groups doing it around the United States based on the fact that the president's legislation has made this possible?
There are a lot of groups that are pushing crowdfunding, a lot of entrepreneurial groups that are pushing crowdfunding. I have to say, we've taken a pretty big lead on this just because we have such a dynamic organization and great people, and we're really moving a whole bunch of different things, this and health insurance, and really pushing the agenda of small businesses forward.
Okay, tell me about health insurance and small business.
Absolutely. I mean, health insurance rates kill small business. And unfortunately, one of the worst things I think that has come out of this whole Obamacare debate is small business owners forget that before this whole thing happened, our rates were still going up 15 to 30%.
I know it well. We provide health insurance for all our employees.
Absolutely. And so it's not the Obamacare that's raised rates. It's that there's been 4 major insurance companies with no competition that have unilaterally been able to just do what they want. So one thing we've done in Illinois is we pushed very hard to have a law enacted that now has allowed there to be a health insurance cooperative in Illinois. And we were funded 160, well, not we, not the SBAC, but a group was funded now to build that health insurance cooperative, and it's going to give small business owners the opportunity to compete with the 4 large insurance companies and try to build something better.
Is this the classic cooperative model where everybody who is a member actually is also an owner?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the people are going to use different sorts of, the people running it are smart. They're going to use different sorts of mechanisms to bring down costs, and that's what's so exciting about it. And, there are 26 states were funded for co-ops.
Right.
And you might not know this, in the fiscal cliff fiasco, the rest of that funding was taken away. So Illinois was the last state to actually get funded for a co-op, and we want to make this work because we want to show the insurance companies that we can do this and we can compete in the free market.
So if we do have that crash that I was talking with a caller a few minutes ago about, here are alternatives to traditional big-scale capitalism, which is small, local, free enterprise, basically.
I see amazing things happening in health insurance. I see third-party administrators and insurance brokers coming together to create products that are going to compete with the large insurance companies. It's very exciting. People are hungry for something different. They cannot afford, they just can't afford to continue to provide health insurance to their employees when rates go up 30%. I see innovation. I see ingenuity. It's very, very exciting, and I'm optimistic that we're going to get something done.
I'm with you. Elliot Richardson, smallbusinessadvocacycouncil.org is the website, the SBAC. And Elliot, I wish you the very best. Thanks for coming on and filling us in.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
We'll be back.